Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins WEBSTOR, Evil Master of Escape. This guy was released in the fall of 2021. He is brand new and starting to hit store shelves and online retailers right now as of the time of this recording. And as always, I'll put a link down in the description below where you can get your own WEBSTOR. So here we have WEBSTOR in his classic Origins packaging, new for 21. Make him climb up his line. I'm really curious about that. I really hope he has some, he's got a backpack. I can already see that in there. So I'm really hoping that he has like this cool climbing gimmick. I'm going blind into this figure. I don't know anything about him. We can see WEBSTOR right there in his bubble, and there's a comic pack in right there with him. We can also see a little baggie of accessories right behind him. Going around the back, we've got really cool artwork of WEBSTOR taking on the fight with Buzz-Off, and then you can see He-Man down here. The sinister stealth and trap-making mind WEBSTOR poses a threat to the bravest and the brightest. And of course, that artwork that we get with these packages are always very, very cool. We can see right here, attack and hook line. So we've got that hook right there. They're showing us connecting it to the top or one of the parapets or towers of Castle Grayskull right there. Pull down the line gently to make him climb. Very, very cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And of course, we've got our cross cells. He-Man and Skeletor are always going to be there. We've got Beastman, which still eludes me. I still haven't found him yet. The Eternian Goddess, STINKOR, and of course WEBSTOR, because we have to cross-sell us the same thing we're already buying. That is about it for the packaging. Let's get this guy opened up and check it out. And here we have WEBSTOR out of the package and shown with everything he comes included. So he's got his grappling hook and his backpack, which are actually attached, so we'll get to those in a moment. He does come with a handgun, the little sheet that shows us all of the different removable parts so that you can remove parts, swap, and kind of create your own custom figures, which I absolutely love. Is such a cool play feature of this new Origins line. He also comes included with his mini comic, Rock in a Hard Place. Really looking forward to reading this book. And then, of course, here we have WEBSTOR himself ready for battle, standing at approximately 6 inches tall. We're going to start out by looking at his gun. And let's just pop that off. This looks exactly like one of the guns. And I can't confirm right now because I got them put away. But I do believe that this is the same gun, one of the guns that came with Castle Grayskull. This is the same mold right here. So it's not anything that we haven't seen before. It's just molded in orange, and it works perfectly fine for WEBSTOR. So let's set that down for a moment. He is a little back heavy because of his backpack. I want to say that this may be our first gimmick figure in the line. You know how eventually the original line, they started coming up with all these gimmicks, and the figures would have like these little backpacks with gimmicks and stuff like that. I think this may be, well, if we don't count the battle armor, I guess the battle armor figures were gimmick figures and Ram Man is a gimmick figure. So, but yeah, I guess this is our first backpack gimmick figure, I'm gonna say. So there you go. WEBSTOR looking really cool. That dark blue, those spider accents on the. I love the mold of this guy. The detail, the actual design of his face, it just really speaks spider to me. And then of course you got that little hourglass right there on the chest and everything. So it really does speak spider, and I just love the design of this guy. Again, he stands approximately 6 inches tall. Articulation wise, the head is on a ball joint, so you can move up and down, side to side inquisitively, and also turn side to side. Universal pins at the shoulders for in and out, forward and backwards, all the way around. Elbows for bending and rotating, and wrists for bending and rotating. Rotation at the waist, forward movement only about that far, backwards and in and out right there at the thighs. You got a bend at the knee, rotation at the top of the boot, and the ankles can move forward, backwards, and side to side. So there you go. I kind of wish that they would have given him 2 gripping hands, because I would like to pose him holding both his weapon and his little hook right here. And we can't do that. Now, I kind of figure out a way to wrap this around. It's got a string right there. And I kind of figured out this way of wrapping it around so that it hangs right there from his backpack. And that looks okay, right? So then we can go ahead and just give him his gun. And that looks pretty good. But initially, I tried to pose this guy holding his gun in one hand and his hook on the other. And I just couldn't do that because he's got the open hand. So it's kind of a shame. It'd be nice if they gave us the option or maybe include the extra hands. That would be a cool feature. You know, like they do it with some of the deluxe figures. It'd be cool if they just threw the hand in. You know, they already have the mold. Just mold it in blue and throw it in there. Why not? But there you go. There's WEBSTOR right there, ready for battle. Before we look at his gimmicks, I want to do comparisons first because this gimmick is just so cool. So let's take a look at him real quick with his wave mates. Here he is with STINKOR, so you can see what these guys look like together. And again, they both stand about 6 inches tall. So there you go. Yep, looking real good together right there. And then, of course, here he is with his other wave mate, the Eternian goddess. She stands a little shorter. She's about 5'5", something like that. Still don't have Beastman. I have not found Beastman yet, but when I do, I'll be sure to compare him with these guys as well. So there you go. WEBSTOR alongside his wave mates. Now, let's take a look at this gimmick because it is super cool. And I'm going to back up some. And we're going to bring the camera up. So the way this works, we'll go ahead and unhook this. And so he comes in the package like this. So he's got his backpack, he's got those little pieces hanging down here, and he's got this hook on a string. So the way this works, you saw in the packaging it said pull down. You know, it showed you to put the hook on Castle Grayskull. You can put it on pretty much anything. And then you pull down on this to retract the top of the top string right there. And there's some sort of a gear mechanism in here that when you pull on this, it actually retracts the top of the string, and it actually does make him climb. So if I were to hold the figure up like so, and I start pulling down on this, you can see how it actually makes the figure climb. And that's not me moving my arm up. So that's actually really cool. So we'll do this. I'm going to hook them right over here on the side of my desk. Let me move the camera over here. Here's a little side view that you guys don't usually get to see. So there's the hook right up there, okay? And here's the figure. So we'll go ahead and grab this little tab and we'll start pulling. And let me see if I can do this while also showing it off on camera. So as I'm pulling on the string, you'll notice that he is actually moving up, which is really cool. Now, he doesn't go all the way up. He only goes about that far. He leaves about 5 inches from the top of the string in the hook right there. I don't know if that may possibly be an issue with my figure, or if that's just the way it is, that the gears inside or whatever the reel is that is collecting the string just doesn't go that far. But yeah, it does work. It's a very cool gimmick. So again, we'll just take that right there. I start pulling out that string, and you can see that WEBSTOR is actually climbing. Very cool. I absolutely love that gimmick. We'll get this reset right back over here. And as you saw, in terms of storage, you can just use these little, he's got a little hook on each side of the backpack. So you can just kind of, the way that I found to wrap it around is to wrap it around twice that way, then come over the hook once, and then come over this hook over here. That leaves me just enough string to let the hook hang right back there. And I think that looks pretty good right there. So if you want to display it on the shelf, I think that is a good display option for him. Of course, in my case, I will be hanging this guy from my Castle Grayskull, so he will be displayed scaling the walls of Grayskull, which is very cool. Yeah, very cool figure. Not one that I had as a kid, so not one that I had sentimental attachment to. So this is kind of a first impressions for me with this character, and I absolutely love it. I have fallen in love with this character and this design, and I think that about does it for the Masters of the Universe Origins WEBSTOR. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I've got a donate button up there. If you want to hit on that, I certainly would appreciate it. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.